The most basic shape we can consider in 2 dimensions for area is the rectangle, or if we're even luckier, the square, where hopefully we all know at this point, but you may need to be reminded that when we have a rectangle with length L and width W, its area is given by the formula A equals LW, where if the length and width are the same, you might call that S, so you would say A is equal to S squared, which is what happens for a square. And as I said, this is our most basic 2-dimensional measure of surface area, measure of area really at all. It's the sort of thing you're going to hear if you're talking about the square mileage of a country, or the square acreage of a plot of land, or how many square feet you have to paint a wall. It's a really basic unit because that's the way that we think and measure a lot of spaces, is in terms of rectangles. It's the centerpiece of our understanding of the coordinate plane in terms of rectangular or Cartesian coordinates, which is what you're the most familiar with. But anyway, that's a little bit of context. It's a pretty basic formula here, so let's just take one quick example to understand how we can use it. Suppose you want to lay tiling for the path diagrammed below. Find the surface area of the path. If the tiling costs $2 per square foot, how much will it cost? So like I said, we have that very basic idea of looking for something in terms of the square footage. This is our basic unit of, well, 2-dimensional position and size. That if we want to deal with this here, what we can do is break it down into more manageable rectangular parts. We can take something like that and split it up in one way where we notice that the full width across the top there will be split into sections 13 and 3 feet wide. So we can sort of dot a line across there in that space and have 2 rectangles, one that is 3 by 13 feet and another that is 3 by 9 feet, because you have that 3 feet on the top, along with the remaining 6 feet there past the L turn, I guess you could say. So if we want to get the total surface area here, A, that would be the length times width for the top rectangle, as it were, which in this case would be 3 times 13 feet, plus the area of the right rectangle, as it were, 3 times 9 feet, for a total of 66 square feet, with the units there feet squared. And if we want to get that in terms of a cost, then the total cost, based on the price of the tiling, will be $2 times the 66 square feet. I'm not going to write the value there because we don't actually care about the square footing for this. We just need to know how many there are. That this will end up costing, under that estimate, $132. Like I said, pretty basic, pretty straightforward here. It's our most standard of shapes. So let's look now at some things that we might do with a more general quadrilateral, but that still has, well, some niceness to it in terms of rhombuses.